Welcome to the 2020 APTA National Championships, presented by our local sponsor, BTIG,
3 minutes,
and
okay.
APTA national sponsors, Viking and Uline. We are live from the Country Club of Darien in Connecticut on the APTA network, presented by eNet Live. I'm Lauren Mandel, along with Mark Fischel, bringing you this round of 32 men's match between Genius Chidzikwe and Admire Mushonga, and the number 5 seeds, Brian Compton and Scott Kahler.
Well, Lauren, it's a great setup. It's great to be back in the booth again. Now, why don't we introduce the players to our fans? On the right at the bottom of the screen in the light blue jacket is Scott Kahler. Scott is formerly a teaching professional in Pittsburgh and is getting out of the business. And his partner in the left with the black jacket and the gray and red hat is Brian Compton. On the far side of the court, serving now, and what kind of colors do you want to go with there, Lauren? White and green? Cream and green, maybe?
The hat?
Is Admire Mushonga. Admire works for Johan Durant at the Country Club of Boston. And his partner, the director of racket sports at Weston Golf Club, is Genius Chidzikwe. So these teams played last month in Boston, and it was won by Compton and Kahler relatively easily. And it's going to be an uphill battle for Chidzikwe and Mushonga. So why don't we take a look at our Viking keys to victory? Or we could, there we go, keys to winning. So for Compton and Kahler, when they lob well, it sets up the whole game, because it sets up the Compton backhand, and then that sets up the Kahler blitz. And as we saw in Cincinnati at the Midwesterns, Scott loves to blitz every time Brian has a high ball. And then finally, and this last key I think is applicable to every team that's playing this weekend, embrace the moment. Nationals is different than every other tournament all season, except when you're on the court, it's not different. You just got to play. So for Chidzikwe and Mushonga, same thing, not get caught up, and then this is Nationals. And then the Compton backhand is absolutely the biggest weapon on the court. And finally, I think that Chidzikwe gets a little bit amped up at times and tends to drive too many balls, especially off the back wire. And that's something that Scott Kahler will just inhale with his drop shot. So players taking their last warm-up serves. Chair umpire Chris Gorman is going to introduce the players shortly.
Has it started raining?
I think it's lightly spitting out there.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the APTA 2020 National Championship. This is the men's main draw, round of 32. To my right, in the deuce side from Chicago, Illinois, is Brian Compton. His partner in the ad side from Chidzikwe, Pennsylvania, Scott Kahler. To my left, in the deuce side, from Braintree, Massachusetts, Admire Mushonga. In the ad side, from Bedford, Massachusetts, Genius Chidzikwe.
Give that a B minus, Lauren.
Yeah, all right.
Not terrible.
No.
Chidzikwe and Mushonga won the toss and have elected to receive.
I mean, obviously not trained by Jerry
Compton to
Viant
serve.
in pronunciations. But I think next year Jerry's going to take, I heard she's taking over for the umpires, and she's going to teach all of them how to pronounce the names as well.
Jerry needs to make an updated pronunciation video. That was good a few years back.
With the story Savlovich, I need to include him.
Yeah, and Chidzikwe. And
Chidzikwe.
there's some other ones now too.
Philosopher.
Sally Jones.
Where is Sally Jones when we need her? No, it's tough. We get to practice. I feel sorry for the umpires who, they're just seeing it, hearing it for the first time.
Yeah, Mark Bliss called them Sven and Roman.
So temperature has definitely dropped, you guys, in the last hour or so.
You wouldn't know it in here.
Yeah.
No, we're
Not in the
booth. We're toasty warm here. Mark's actually got his sleeves rolled up, just for some color commentary on the commentators. But
Okay, so this is Brian Compton to serve to admire Mushonga. And you can see the ball, the water coming off the ball as he served there.
Do you think this is, seeing as Mushonga and Chidzikwe lost so soundly last time they played this team, do you think this is possibly an advantage, the bad weather?
Well, there's no question the rain
Love
is an
15.
evening factor and brings the teams together. I always thought it was hard to play, beat a team badly and then come right back and play them.
Yeah, it's sort of like winning a first set 6-0. It's hard to keep that.
Yeah, that's never happened to me, so I don't
Yeah.
really know about it. Yeah, Mushonga's got a terrific backhand and is really quick around the court.
$15 all.
That's a frustrating miss when you have both players back and you miss a routine drive like that. Compton Kahler really came on the second half of last year, and they just fit together so well. Kahler doesn't have a lot of offense in the backcourt, but he moves so well. He volleys great.
And he closes on that net
Oh.
so tight, and
what
will
a
just
get from Chidzikwe.
yeah. But Kahler really gets on top of the net, as you can see. Well, that one
15-30.
he didn't make, but he's very hard to get a drive past.
And again, you see the water flying off the ball on the serve. But it doesn't appear to be skidding yet. We've talked about it before, Lauren, but Scott Kahler both punishes the waterfall overhead better than anyone in the country and hits it more often than anyone in the country.
Yes, ironic.
He and I were talking about it, and he chuckled about it because he hadn't looked at it that way previously. He says he just can't help himself. Really nice point from Chidzikwe Mushonga, moving the ball around nicely. I like the tempo that they're playing at, too. Little sliding there.
30 all. $30-40. Game.
That's like a
Chidzikwe,
breath of oxygen for a
Mushonga.
team
They
that
lead
got
the first
pounded
set,
a
1
month
love.
ago. Good pace, good tempo from them.
Yeah, I think they don't want to speed up and play right into Kahler Compton's hands, which is maybe what they did in Boston. I didn't see that match, did you?
Nope, didn't see that match either. I did see Scott Kahler sitting out here for a long time, watching his girlfriend Jessica Guillot in her last match. In fact, if that match had split sets, this match would have gone on to the upper courts.
Guido Mullenveld pulled that match out, a close second set against Anika and Kazakevich.
Okay, Genius Chidzikwe to serve. That's Scott Kahler. Compton's overhead has gotten so good. Another great lob from Mushonga. It'll be interesting to see, Lauren, if the court surface impacts Kahler's blitzing. Carl Levin at Host Pro here at CCD was out here this week on Tuesday when it rained and tested the courts out and assured me they play real well in the bad weather.
$15 love.
So far it's Compton Kahler who are pulling the trigger a little too fast. Big forehand from Compton. Great transition play. Well, that's a surprising
30
miss
love.
from Compton.
Maybe they're worried about the rain. They look a little bit unsettled, Compton Kahler. Usually they're so solid.
Yeah, they were not thrilled to be playing at 4 o'clock today. You know, and again, Chidzikwe and Mushonga's overhead's really good pace, very patient.
Good bail.
40 love.
Smart play. And that's the first backhand we've seen from Compton. Forehand's
Game.
a little
Chidzikwe,
longer,
Mushonga.
little
They lead the
loopier,
first set 2
and as a
love.
result, not nearly as solid. Boy, a bunch of really good lobs from Chidzikwe and Mushonga. That's great ball. Beaten in transition.
15
So there's a
love.
ball, Lauren Mandel, where Chidzikwe has got to stay back, let Mushonga follow the ball in, and if he can't make the volley, you're back there to recover, instead of trying to pick the ball up on a half volley from behind the service line.
I said that in the last women's match that we're on. It's just a shame to get beat in transition like that.
And that's one of the real new elements of the game. I know Juan Araya teaches that. You never have two people coming forward. At least he always yells at me when I come forward after he hits the ball through.
A nice roller, stayed so low.
Great lob. We just opened the whole court up with that. And that's what Chidzikwe and Mushonga
15
want.
all.
They want to bait Compton into hitting that forehand. And there he's deep in the court, 3-4 feet behind the baseline. Oh, that's a great backhand.
A little long.
30-15.
Both these guys, one is currently and one is formerly a Johan Durant assistant. So you can imagine they play with a little bit of aggression.
Chidzikwe and Mushonga you're talking
Yes.
about. Yes. Yeah.
Another terrific lob. They've hit 5 or 6 great lobs that have fallen in. There's Kahler looking for the blitz. Kahler also loves that block lob. Always stealing time from you.
No.
30 all.
Misses that one.
Good deep volleys, Kahler Compton.
But love the patience from Chidzikwe and Mushonga.
And there he got one to hit, and boy, did he ever.
He's doing such a good job taking that ball down the line behind Compton Kahler. Another
30-40.
missed lob from Kahler. Well, this is just a dream start right here from Chidzikwe Mushonga.
They're playing nearly flawlessly, which is a terrible thing to say because I'll jinx them, but it's nice to watch.
Boy, they're hitting so many lobs to drive him out of the service box. Again, Scott Kahler out of the service box. Misses the volley.
Game, Chidzikwe Mushonga, they lead the first set 3-love.
Surprising start, Lauren.
I'll say.
It's one more game than they won in Boston in late January. Okay, so this is Admire Mushonga to serve.
A little confusion.
Yeah,
Love 15.
Chidzikwe kind of got in his way, shielded him that time from the volley. I think that was a relatively easy volley from Mushonga. There's a fault.
Love 30.
Really first 2 errors we've seen from these guys.
Love 40.
I
After
told you I'd
3
jinx them.
flawless games, you
Yeah.
just took care of
Yeah,
that,
I
Lauren
know.
Mandel.
Felt bad as I was saying it.
There's the great blitz from Kahler.
Game, Compton
Winning
Kahler.
volley. And Lauren
Chidzikwe
Mandel has
Mushonga
turned
lead
this
the
match
first set
around.
3-1.
That serve went a long way.
But there, Chidzikwe did a
15.
much better job in transition. And was able to field the ball off the back wire and win the point.
Love 30.
Behind Kahler.
15-30.
That was kind of a 50-50 ball to me, Lauren.
Well, plus Kahler couldn't have been any closer to the net.
Yeah. Should have lobbed that ball. It was one of our keys to winning. Our Viking keys to winning. Big shout out to Alex Banchila. He's home recuperating from a popped calf muscle. And there's someone else who misses Alex, and that would be Tyler Frazier. He and Marco Grangero. Grangero lost today in the 32s. Great
30 all.
sequence. Really pulled Kahler over and then misses the forehand. Another
30-40.
fault from Compton.
Compton's having some serving issues here.
So there's Kahler in the I formation.
And
Good job there by Chidzikwe again, not getting beaten in transition. Look how deep they're driving Compton on these overheads. A couple feet behind the service line on a regular basis. That was a ball he could have driven. Good patience there. And Mushonga's played such a terrific first, 4.5 games. Give your partner a chance.
oh, he almost
Deuce.
made
That
that.
one.
Wow.
It's a tricky little forehand there from Chidzikwe.
Well disguised.
Another one. And he forces the error there.
Bad Chidzikwe.
He's doing such a good job kind of yanking the player at the left of the net, right and left, and then taking advantage of it. Yeah, there's that
Deuce.
off-pace drive you cannot hit against Compton and Kahler.
There's the Kahler waterfall.
That's a good ball
Add
to drive.
Compton.
Nice backside ball that came out pretty far. Just didn't execute. Like the decision. Catches the toss after a shout from the neighboring court. Yeah, that's the pace of drive that's going to get Chidzikwe in trouble. Just can't afford to hit that one on a regular basis against these guys. Lauren, do we get extra duty pay for working in a sauna? Is it like hazardous duty or something? There's Jerry Mandel want me to lose some weight. Jerry Beyond want me to lose some weight. That's a smart bail. Wow, that backhand is some
Deuce.
shot, isn't it?
It's a great down the line backhand. Hard to handle.
And it's hard to handle when you're stable,
Yeah.
but there you saw Kahler having moved to his right and make it. That's good patience from Mushonga. That was a ball I thought he was going to drive. Again, some great lobs. Max Lipovere and Anton Prosenko are throughs. The 16, 6-7, 6-2, 6-2. Well, a lot of good matches out here today.
Who did they play, Mark?
They played against Barnes and Schmigdal, I believe, Lauren. Yep, Barnes and Schmigdal, who had a tough first-round match with Ludo Aaron and Higgins from Indianapolis. Boy, I am really impressed at the patience level from Chidzikwe and Mushonga.
Yeah, and then when they get the shot, they're hitting it.
Again, there's a great lob. Yeah,
Advantage Compton.
one bad decision. That's all it takes you to lose the point. Made 45 good ones, one bad one.
That is a really true thing about paddle.
Game, Compton, Kahler.
And there you see Compton Kahler just hanging in there.
Chidzikwe,
As they
Mushonga
close
lead
to
the first set
3-2.
3-2.
Lost the first 3 games. We're down in that game. Faced a couple of break points. Didn't hit any great shots. Just hung in there and kind of just grinded their way back into it. And that'll be interesting to see whether Chidzikwe and Mushonga, if their level drops, since they played so well and they're only at 3-2 in the first set. One bad game they played at 3-love. It's amazing how those games seem
All
to
good.
count more.
They do.
At least it stopped raining.
Okay, our umpire says it stopped raining out there.
That's good news.
The heat seems to have gotten down to like mid-80s in here, Lauren.
Now it's cool. Every time I take my vest off, it cools off. It'll
So-
get pumped back in soon.
Why didn't you take your vest off earlier, Lauren? I was really hot.
That's true. That's a good point. I took it off before, but I put it back on.
I think it's really important that Chidzikwe and Mushonga play a good game here.
Love.
Boy, when you beat Scott Kahler in a hands-to-hand battle, you've done something.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Mark. You don't see that often.
He's so good at those.
30 love.
And that's the shot, as we talked about earlier. Everybody wants to see them hitting. There's a good forehand there from Compton. Lead cord winner.
40 love.
Ooh, slide in the next court. No apology there from Chidzikwe. He's my new favorite player, Lauren. I know you're so anxious to hear about that. Isla Main got all mad at me about that.
Well, it's faulty reasoning.
Wouldn't be the first time I was guilty of that. I heard a rumor we're going to see Isla tomorrow.
It's not a rumor. She's going to be here.
Brian
Game.
Compton kind of
Chidzikwe,
walked into that one.
Mushonga. They lead
That
the
was
first
a
set
decisive
4
game,
games to
which
2.
you
Yeah.
said they needed. They got it.
Really well played game there. Oh, that is a big backhand
Love
off. Pretty
15.
good serve. But Mushonga is really impressive, isn't he,
Yeah,
Lauren?
he is. And that serve is moving all over the place, and he just drove it.
Yep, that one
15
he
all.
misses. And that's the problem with those really deep lobs. Just can't afford to miss them.
Oh,
30
took another
15.
good swing at it.
Yeah. Well, that was just a great setup.
30 all.
But they have Chidzikwe and Mushonga have lobbed exceptionally well. Great through ball. Point for 5-2. They are
30,
on
40.
fire. That's a great get off the nick from Mushonga. Good move there. Didn't really pull the trigger on that ball. Oh, Chidzikwe is lucky he didn't get beaten in transition there. Great
Got-
cover.
He let it go through his legs.
That's smart from Mushonga. Just can't afford to give away points. And there's the Mushonga backhand, and it's
Chidzikwe,
5-2 first
Mushonga.
set.
They lead the first set 5 games to 2.
Boy, that was just another virtually flawless game from those guys.
Guys, ball change.
3 great drives on separate points.
Ball change.
And even that point, they hit the ball through several times, but were really judicious in their decision making, didn't follow the ball in when it could have got them in trouble, and ended up winning the point in a great backhand. And what should I say? Another great Mushonga backhand.
New ball for Mushonga to serve with.
Love.
Frustrated miss from Scott Kahler.
His feet kind of got stuck there.
Time's running out in this set for Compton Kahler.
Great bail there.
Love.
Did he say sorry that time, Mark?
It's amazing how the breaks tend to go your way when you're playing well, isn't it, Lauren? Some surprising results today. You see Marino Wurzel beat Rams and Watt badly. Matt Wurzel, affectionately known as the 917. Yeah, that's the type of mistake you can't afford to make at this point in the match.
And one of the really rare bad mistakes they've made so far. Followed by another.
30 all.
And then Bredberg and Nolan lost the first set to Colmar Morgan and then beat him 1 in love. That's the number 9 team in the country who's gone. I don't know why you want to hit that over there against a Scott Kahler forehand. Down, up, over it. Oh, what a get. Almost looks like he hit himself in the head.
Yeah. Must have come off the seam really funny. The back, yep. Compton
That's the
backhand.
weapon.
30-40.
And you see Chidzikwe hitting himself in the head. Not there.
So from 30 love, it's 30-40.
Closing is so hard.
That was a good view of the beautiful Compton backhand.
It's such a compact stroke.
Oh, another one.
Deuce.
He's 3-0 on let chords.
Should he have to apologize twice there? Once for the let cord and once because it hit him?
Just one hand up is fine.
I think Chidzikwe has been watching the live stream. Two points from the set. See, and that's a ball you can live with. You want him driving that forehand.
There it is again. Kept it away from the incoming Kahler.
Those are tough angles to hit that overhead. Oh, Mushonga with a great volley.
Yeah, because there Compton had
Mushonga.
a short forehand that I thought he was going to be able to punish his opponents with.
Set point.
Deuce.
Back to deuce. Touches the seam.
Slipped a little also.
Top players are so good at adjusting to that ball. It's interesting because I think the softer the ball's traveling, the greater the seam affects the trajectory.
There comes
There's Kahler's
Kahler.
blitz, but Chidzikwe picks it up nicely. Yeah, that's one too many down-up overheads into the deuce
Head out.
court. There, Compton was there to beat him. Kahler did earlier in the game. That's just such a low percentage overhead there on the deuce side.
Deuce.
But that's the ball you want him swinging at. Forehand's a good shot. Backhand's a great shot.
Good. Kahler's so good at that, right? Taking
Head
that
out.
forehand early and kind of dumping it at your feet.
Kind of slaps it at
Yeah.
you. Reminds me a little bit of the Mike Stulak forehand.
Yeah, looks like it.
Though I don't think anybody really wants their forehand to be compared to Mike Stulak's.
But he takes it early and he keeps it low.
That's APTA Hall of Famer and two-time national champion, and two-time Open national champion, Mike Stulak. Otherwise known as Kerry Delmonico's husband. Going to get one of the two breaks back. That's great recognition by Chidzikwe. Saw that Mushonga had the drive, took off
Deuce.
early, and was there in transition to take over the net.
This is a long game.
That one he misses, and
Add
it's set
in.
point number 2. A little tight on that serve. Didn't he look that way to
Deuce.
you?
Understandable. Close, but Kahler kept that one in.
Add out.
Great overhead there from Compton. I'm not sure if Chidzikwe is looking for Mushonga to play that ball, or he started after and then he stopped. Again, great recognition. Yeah,
Deuce.
that's a ball Kahler's got no business driving, and he knows it. Court looks pretty dry, Lauren. Great look at what Chidzikwe is looking at. That's just great transition paddle.
Add in.
All started with a great lobbing. Set point number 3, Lauren Mandel.
Yes. Oh,
Big
Shoulda let it
forehand
go.
there.
Deuce.
Another tight-looking serve. See, he's just not releasing the paddle head.
wild
Add in.
forehand. Set point number 4.
Yep. Another missed forehand, and now they're in the Australian formation.
Deuce.
He just cannot find the serve over there. But the difference in the two sides is so noticeable. Yeah.
Sounds completely different.
Firing them into Kahler.
God, it's really, the leg cords are unreal. He's had about
Add
5
in.
in the last 3 games.
You know why?
Because
he's
he
not
didn't say
apologizing.
sorry. And they're all from Chidzikwe, none of them from
Yeah.
Mushonga.
Set point number 5. Cinco. Better serve
Better
there.
serve, yeah.
They're switching back to their regular sides in the backcourt.
Good view of Chidzikwe setting his paddle and lobbing.
Oh,
Almost had it, Mark.
Deuce.
almost went back over the net, which
Yeah.
would have been lost a
Yeah.
point. With that hard overhead from Compton's a good shot. Although I do imagine Mushonga might have seen that once or twice from Johan Durant. Boy, just a great lob. They have lobbed exceptionally well this set. Kahler with another blitz there.
There's again. That one he got above the level of the net. He got the volley.
Yeah, Mushonga's not doing a good job calling it out for Chidzikwe. That's a good backhand. Oh, great transition there.
Head out.
Couldn't buy a serve when they had set point. And there he throws in a good one down break point. There's Kahler again. Good backhand.
Wow.
Game, Compton, Kahler.
5 set
Chidzikwe,
points
Mushonga
down.
lead the first set 5 games to 3.
Okay, Compton to serve, 3-5. Stay in the set. Another great lob to open the court up.
Ooh,
We played that point so
15
well.
all
love.
set up.
Well, I think that volley is such a difficult volley. It looks easy, but you're moving forward at
Right.
such speed. You have such a small target.
Well, it's the same reason the volley in transition is so hard.
Oh, that's a great shot.
Ooh,
Oh,
The
tweener.
legs.
I thought Anna Maria Zabori was
15
on the
all.
court for a second there. Of course, she would have made it. 15 all. Like the lob volley and retreat. They were in trouble there. So important not to give those points away in transition. Boy, 3 or 4 great lobs in a row.
Finally, a let cord for Compton Kahler.
Which didn't win the point.
No.
You see how often Kahler is back close to the baseline hitting overheads. That's a great ball from Mushonga. Boy, really some high caliber paddle, Lauren. Great lob from Kahler. Boy, he knew that ball was in the whole way. That's the first waterfall we've seen from Kahler in a while. Just lobbing so well. Yeah, that one he got jammed a little bit.
30-15.
That's the shot he's been so successful with. Where this set takes on added significance the deeper it goes. I mean, having had 5 set points, you gotta wonder if Chidzikwe and Mushonga can come back from losing this one. But they haven't lost it yet.
No, they're still up 5-3.
Now look at Kahler close the net. Again, another great lob. See Kahler calling out help there in anticipation of a nick. He's going to play the ball on the line, have his partner play the ball that pops out to the middle. There are not too many more fundamentally sound players than Scott Kahler. Just a rock.
Out.
Ball called out, confirmed
30
by
all.
chair umpire Gorman. 30 all. Big
40-30.
serve there from Compton. And those serving problems we saw earlier in the match are not in evidence right now.
Deuce.
I didn't want to say it, but that was obviously coming.
Okay, back to
After-
deuce. Again, just a lobbing clinic from both Chidzikwe and Mushonga. More Chidzikwe. There he opens up the court with the lob. When do you think the transition game became such a huge part, more of the guys' game than the women's game?
Yeah, but it's come into play much more in the women's game in the last couple of
Unquestionably.
years. As soon as people started having such big drives and punished you for trying to come in.
That's a great roller. Great read from Compton. But great action. And there Kahler catches him off the net, taking the ball
Head
early.
in.
Point for 5-4. Long conversation here. Think Kahler's telling him get the ball in the box?
No.
It's funny, that's what my partner always tells me. I figured that's what they said to everybody. Great backhand down the line. Trying to keep Kahler honest. Okay, so Humphreys, Lefevre, Babitsky, Stoy, Savlovich, split sets, and it's 3-love.
Deuce.
Babitsky, Stoy, Savlovich in the third. Can't really call that one an upset. I know by the seeds maybe, but Stoy Savlovich is so talented.
Yeah, he
So
just
many
hasn't played a
weapons.
lot this year.
Yeah. Just hasn't been committed to it. Oh, that's a great ball. Again, same play. Great lob. Oh, what an exchange. Another
like
lead
that.
court winner.
That out.
Yeah.
And we're up to set point number 6. This one on the return.
Was that a drop volley?
I think that speaks to the quality of the shot.
I couldn't tell what he was trying to do, in all seriousness.
In all seriousness, that spoke to the quality of the shot. Again, look at the depth of the lobs. And there Kahler makes a volley.
Oh, another one.
He's got to be upset he didn't win the point on that one.
Really. And this is a big point. That's what he needs. He needs a let court on one of these set points. Let court winner. Oh,
Nope, and there it is. Game in first set.
fitting that in that set
Game
point there was
first
both
set.
a let cord for Chidzikwe and a
6-3.
backhand winner from
Chidzikwe,
Mushonga.
Mushonga.
That's pretty much the story of the set.
Great setup. Okay, we're joined by Randy Markey from Cleveland, who's going to tell us about an exciting project, public paddle project happening in Cleveland. Randy, welcome to the booth.
Oh, thank you so much for having me in again. This is terrific.
So tell me about what's going on with the Cleveland Flats. I know there's a group of enthusiastic paddle players out there. Tell me about it.
You know, it's terrific. We've got a group of 10 tremendously enthusiastic paddle players who have come together to create a new entity, a 501c3, to create some public courts down in what's known as the Flats in Cleveland. They are really right downtown. And if you've ever played a tournament in Cleveland, you know that there are no courts on the west side of Cleveland. So we're going to create access for a whole new group of folks who currently have to drive all the way from the west side of Cleveland over to the east side in order to play. So
And
really
you mentioned the
excited.
Flats. Why is it called the Flats?
Well, the Flats is an area that's down by the Cuyahoga
Second set.
River. And it's an old industrial area. Back in the day, it was full of steel mills and other industrial activity. It's still very much
15
an industrial
love.
area, but there's a lot of new development that's gone on down there. And we are currently looking at the courts being part of a property that is occupied by the Cleveland Rowing Club. So a bunch of crazy people, just like a bunch of crazy paddle players. So we're going to get crazy together.
So tell me about the facility. What's it going to look like?
Well, it's going to look like a paddle facility.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Very
remarkable,
descriptive.
right?
15
yeah,
all.
No, it's it's great. It's Riley is doing the courts for us. We're going to do some repurposed decking and some new wires and foundation, but it's going to be a beautiful four-court facility with a great new hut, and we're really excited about it.
So now you have this great new facility. How are you going to get new players playing? How are you going to get them coming out?
Sure. Well, there's currently a group of a small group of folks on the west side who are excited about it, but we've got a bunch of programming that we're going to do down there. We're going to create opportunities for folks to come out and play for free and give it a try. There's a ton of great tennis players on the west side of Cleveland who we know will love this wintertime opportunity. We are also sharing this property, as I said, with 600 crazy rowers.
So maybe crazy rowers want to try some crazy paddle?
They can't really row in the wintertime, so we're thinking this may be a great opportunity to get them out and try something new. We've got some local pros who are going to come out and help us teach the game and help us grow the game in Cleveland.
And will there be membership, public use? How will the courts work?
There's going to be a little bit of both. There will be memberships for both
15:30.
individuals and families. And we're also going to give folks an opportunity to come out and try the game.
Okay, and I hear there's an education component to the project?
There really is. From my perspective, that's one of
15:40.
the most exciting parts of this program. We've sort of taken a page from the likes of Urban Squash and some of the other programs that are out there trying to help bring young kids in to the game and provide them with opportunities for not only getting out
30-40.
and exercising, but also coming into the hut and getting some help with tutoring and mentoring in between sets.
That's tremendous. And what's the budget? How are you funding the project?
Well, I'll tell you what, we are really excited that the APTA has provided us with a tremendous grant. I believe it's the largest grant in APTA history. And we're also funding it through private funding. We're out raising, nonprofit-oriented dollars, philanthropic dollars from the community. And we've had tremendous support from a bunch of individuals and some family foundations, as well as some great corporate support.
So where are you in terms of the project from a fundraising perspective?
We're a little better than halfway, and we are still out fundraising right now. We're out looking for additional corporate support. I'm just watching this great point right here. there's a great opportunity right now to come out and be a part of this program and help us with funding to get us over the finish line. But
Game, Compton,
by being over
Kahler,
halfway, we've
they
signed
lead.
a
Second set,
long-term
one
lease,
love.
multi-decade lease for the property, and we're going to start breaking ground here shortly.
And if someone wanted to donate, I mean, the Vion Foundation is very generous, but if someone wanted to donate, how would they go about donating to your project?
They can they can go online, and actually the easiest way to do it is simply to Google the Cleveland Flats Platform Organization and go online and make a contribution to the organization. I highly recommend it. As you know, we're part of
15
Fusion
love.
Sports is a big proponent of platform tennis, and we've been a big supporter of this endeavor, and we encourage anybody else who wants to be a part of it to do the same.
Okay, fantastic. Really an exciting project right up the APTA's alley, and it sounds like a terrific partnership. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
and
thanks for having me.
We'll see you
Appreciate
around
it.
this weekend.
You bet. Thanks, Mark.
So, Lauren, more great action out here.
Yeah, and each of the last 3 games has gone on forever.
I did notice that Chidzikwe got robbed on a let court in the end of the last game. Oh, lined up to hit that forehand, but the
30
feet
love.
didn't follow. That's shifting a little bit. Great overhead there from Kahler. You know, when you win that first set against a highly seeded team, you just can't lose any of your intensity. You got to come out like you lost the set.
Well, I think there was a tremendous amount of relief when they won that set, given that they had 6 set points, took
Yep.
6 set points over a number of games. And so it's just natural to let down a little and relax. But as you said, that's a losing proposition.
And again, you see how well Chidzikwe is lobbing. And Mushonga proving that not
40
just
love.
white men can't jump.
He just jumped at the wrong time.
Oh, okay. But I love the way Chidzikwe is lobbing the ball down the line, and there he was forcing Compton, 4, 5, 6 feet to the right of the center line.
Game,
Easy hold
Compton,
there.
Kahler. They lead the second set, 2 love.
And all of a sudden it looks like things have turned. Okay, Admire Mushonga to serve. And this tells you so much about the depth of the draw.
And this is the first year that the men's nationals has gone to a 64 draw for the elite 64 players teams, and then a PTI draw, Platform Tennis Index, for the next 64 teams. So there's still 128 teams playing nationals here in the men, but they're split into 2 draws. And the quality of play, as you said from the start, is just remarkable.
So 256 teams, which to the best of my knowledge is the largest platform tennis tournament ever held. Oh, what a pickup from Kahler. Clever shot from Mushonga.
15
He
love.
really held that until he saw where Compton was going.
And they need a hold here to stop the bleeding.
Love.
Good swing there from Compton, but misses the forehand. That's great play. Oh, I
Right.
thought the ball was long.
First I thought it was going to hit the umpire. Then I thought it was going out. Oh, jeez.
I saw a great John Hughes moment earlier today in his first match.
30-15.
Manjot Singh hit a lob. It looked like it was going to be out, and Hughes went back and kind of started to call it out, and they said, no, it's good. And then admonished himself after the point for calling the ball out, and Mark Powers said to him, the ball was out. Only Hughes could be upset
Right.
about calling a ball out that was
It
out.
was out, right. Did you think of that because somebody on the next court fell down? Did you think of John Hughes? Is that what happened? Oh, we got Compton
40-15.
racing back.
Okay, a point for 2-1. There's a good job in transition. Yeah, rare miss volley. I
40-30.
think the Kahler blitz had something to do with that.
Whoops.
Another missed forehand from Compton.
Mushonga.
Viking Athletics is the premier brand
Compton
and the
Kahler
undisputed
lead
leader
2
in
games to
platform
1 in the
tennis.
second set.
Viking is platform tennis. The
Chidzikwe
Viking
Mushonga
Extra
won
Duty
the first set
platform ball has
6-3.
been the #1 selling ball in the industry for the last 20 years. It is the official ball of the APTA, of the APA Nationals, and President's Cup and of the Grand Prix Tour.
Interesting match.
Very.
Well played on both
Yeah,
sides.
and fun to watch.
Really impressed with, especially Mushonga. Chidzikwe's played well, but really lob well, but that Mushonga backhand, it's some weapon. Taking a long time in the changeover. The other three players are all ready to go.
Just like us, ready to go?
Ready to go. We're always ready to go, Lauren Mandel. Okay, Scott Kahler to serve. To Admire Mushonga. Oh, that's a great backhand. Look how far over Scott Kahler's being driven to hit that overhead. I think one of the reasons he's missed so many volleys, so many for him,
For him.
is how far he's having to travel. I hope you don't have an early dinner plans tonight, Lauren. That's great
Love
spot.
15.
It's hard to find that spot on Scott Kahler. Good job.
Love 15. There's that backhand again. Oh, he read that one perfectly.
Ooh.
Swing and a miss. A Miguel Cobbs. Almost a double Miguel Cobbs.
Oh,
he
that's
misses
just
the
sad
forehand.
way to lose that point.
The hardy souls that are here
15
watching,
all.
big applause. And not even Miguel Cobbs can do that.
Oh, again.
What's the record, Lauren, for most consecutive points with a swing and a miss, and then you put the ball in play?
I don't know, but maybe
I'm going to say
3?
2.
30-15.
Oh, well, there were 3 and 2 points, right?
Yeah.
Let.
Well, that.
Ball coming from the neighboring court.
Right there. 30-15.
Yeah, that ball was long.
30 all.
Kahler's got such a reliable serve. He just does everything well.
And that's why he's so consistent with his results.
Miss there.
40-30.
Some good action on the Compton bounce overhead.
Another great lob. Boy, he's hit a lot of lobs on and around the line. Here goes Kahler blitzing. Of course, Kahler's ready for the nick.
Oh,
Big point
Game,
right there.
Compton
Close the game
Kahler.
out. Go up 3-1.
that's the first
Compton
game in a
Kahler
while
lead
that
the
hasn't gone to
second set,
deuce.
3 games to 1.
But again, Kahler,
Putting a vest on?
yeah, it's getting a little chilly. I actually like it now. The temperature's pretty good. Dangerous overhead there from Mushonga. No angle for that ball at all. Here comes Kahler blitzing.
Love 15.
Compton with the forehand let cord winner. And that's their game. Compton driving, Kahler blitzing. Good conversation here between Chidzikwe and Mushonga. Talk about what's going on, slow the project down a little bit. Oh, that's great hands. Oh, so smart of
Love
Compton
30.
to go behind him there. The set's getting away from these guys. I see Mike Stulak in the crowd out there walking past. Martin Bostrom. A lot of players. Oh, what a volley. Kind of a stab. Here it comes. Oh. Oh, after all that work, all
They
those
couldn't
great
decide
shots.
who was going to take that.
So ironic. Either player could have hit it
15-30.
easily. John Lubow out there, Region 1 President's Cup captain.
30 all.
Couple of fast misses there. From Compton and Kahler takes us back to 30 all. Just when it looked like they were going to put their foot on their throats. He's lucky he didn't get hit by that one. Wow. Great
40-30.
transition play. Again. all the answers. A couple of great drives from Compton and Kahler. Looking for the
Game,
spike
Chidzikwe,
there.
Mushonga.
Feet weren't in the right position.
Compton Kahler lead the second set 3-2.
BTIG is a global financial services firm specializing in institutional trading, investment banking, research, and related brokerage services. With an extensive global footprint and more than 600 employees, BTIG operates out of 18 cities throughout the U.S., Europe, Asia, and Australia. BTIG offers execution, expertise, and insights for equities, equity derivatives, ETFs, fixed income, currency, and commodities. The firm's core capabilities include global execution, portfolio, electronic and outsourced trading, transition management, investment banking, prime brokerage, capital introduction, corporate access, recess and strategy, commission management, and more.
That was really well done, Lauren Mandel. Very happy you were reading that one, not me.
That was a mouthful.
Last match of the day on Friday night. Things really start to get serious tomorrow. Women's quarters and semis. Men will play to the final four. I expect to see a lot of people here tomorrow, Lauren Mandel.
Tons. There's going to be tons of people. It's going to be packed, all these bleachers.
Compton going right, going left, going right. Nope. Kahler
15
gets him
love.
with the waterfall. Should I mention how well Compton served of late, or I shouldn't do that?
Nope.
Okay, I'm not going to mention it then. Boy, really impressed by the level of patience from Mushonga. Passed up the first forehand and got a better one.
Big forehand from Compton.
30 love.
Looks like the match in the next court is done. Try and find out who won for you. Oh, great rip. Just great play from Kahler.
That's such a tough volley.
40 love.
He makes it look pretty easy.
He had the half volley from behind the service line. Point for 4-2. Kind of a
40,
routine
15.
miss there from Compton. But a good spot from Mushonga. That's a heck of a volley.
Oof.
That was one of those lobs that's so bad
40-30.
it's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, you don't know what to hit.
It was
Whoop.
dropping so quickly he couldn't get to it in time. That's a great ball set up by another great lob. Oh, I think he lost that
Game,
ball in the
Compton,
lights.
Kahler. They lead the first set 4-2.
Second set.
Definitely the second set.
Goes Kahler blitzing behind the Compton forehand.
Love 15.
Compton's gotten his forehand going. He made a bunch of errors earlier, but he seems to have it well under control now and hitting it well.
So this is the last match of the day, as I said. Wow, great lob.
Oh,
It's almost like
Love
I've had
30.
enough at this point.
totally.
Got word there. Got word that Bobitsky Stojsavljevic won that match 6-2 in the third.
Over Humphreys and Lefevre.
So as we talked about, that's an upset by the chalk, but not really a big upset considering how good those teams are. And as a thank you, they get Hughes Powers tomorrow at noon.
Love 40.
And again, Chidzikwe Mushonga on the edge here.
They look a little tired right now.
Compton Kahler just really tightened things up, not making any mistakes. It's a great lob.
Ooh,
Oh,
good
what
move.
a great setup.
15-40.
Got Compton his favorite shot. He misses that one. Boy, that was a weak overhead from Chidzikwe for no real reason. What a volley. Another volley. Oh. Kahler misses that one.
30-40.
But he's so good at sliding over. You talked earlier about how hard it is to find that spot in his right hip, and that was a great example of it. Another great lob, sets up the backhand. Great
Game,
play
Compton,
there from Kahler.
Kahler.
And they've got the break. Up
Compton
5-2
Kahler
in the
lead
second.
the second set 5-2.
Uline is the leading distributor of shipping, industrial, and packaging
change, guys.
materials to businesses throughout North America. They ship over 2.5 million boxes every day. But there's so much more than a box company. More than 32,000 quality products are always in service and ready to ship. Outstanding customer service means they're here when you need them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Uline, the best selection, products, and people for an unforgettable customer experience. So what are you seeing out there, Lauren Mandel?
I think that Chidzikwe and Mushonga look a little tired, or maybe they're just frustrated at the thought that they're going to have to play a whole nother set now to win this match instead of taking it in 2. But Kahler and Compton have definitely tightened up their game and are making very few mistakes now. Compton's hitting his forehand well. So that's the difference. Mushonga and Chidzikwe, they've made a few more errors, but they're still playing a good match.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to raise their level again. Just have to hang in there and keep competing. I mean, like, that was a great point he played, and Kahler gives it back to him.
Love 15.
I feel like this would be a big game for the next set, even if they don't
15
win the
all.
set, just to come back and play a little bit better. I don't know why they should be tired physically.
No, they might. It might just be a little bit of a letdown emotionally.
I mean, they did play a 3-setter in the first round.
It's a pretty physical match, too.
15-30.
One of the things with the new format, only having to play 2 matches a day, a lot less of a physical ask. Very smart let cord there from Chidzikwe. Catches him in transition.
15-40.
He uses the let cords very strategically.
He does. He's really good at it.
Oh, that was a rope. What a volley from Kahler. It almost seems redundant. He makes so many great ones. Oh, that's a great move.
I didn't think he was going to get to the side screen in time to hit that.
30-40.
Just
But
a
he did.
little late. Oh, some lob right in the line. Oh, that's just great play from Chidzikwe.
Ah,
What a
get.
get! Well, we did that almost completely in unison.
Maybe we can say everything together at the
We're
same
pretty
time.
good. Wonder why Jerry didn't want us working together this weekend. Oh, the fake drive, topspin lob in the middle of the net shot.
Game.
I have that.
Chidzikwe, Mushonga.
Mine usually goes in the
Compton,
bottom of the
Kahler
net.
lead the second set 5-3.
Okay, that was a big game for these guys. And it's really turned into a beautiful night to play paddle.
15 love.
Yeah, all the rains that were supposed to come, they sort of did a little bit, but not really much materialized, fortunately. That's a big return.
15
New
all.
LED lights are just beautiful, really bright out there. High quality paddle. Riley Green Mountain with another great job installing the temporary courts. Isn't this a great setup that Carl Levenot developed in 2016?
It really is.
Tomorrow you can hear, the crowd echoing around. There's
Oh,
that
no, that's
overhead we
wide.
talked
Yeah.
about that it's got no angle on.
15-30.
Oh, Kahler had that all lined up. Just missed
30
it.
all.
Lucky. Again, that Conti forehand. And look, just slapping the ball down puts so much pressure on you.
40-30.
So many ways to play the game.
Well,
And then they get a
Game.
hold.
Chidzikwe, Mushonga. Compton, Kahler lead the second set 5-4.
Okay. Big game right here. Ryan Compton to try and take us to a third, which looked like it was inevitable
Yeah.
about 20 minutes ago, and now not so much. You see anything in the last day or so that changes any of your opinion this weekend in terms of potential winners?
No, nothing yet.
Starts
Love
off with a
15.
fault, and I didn't say anything.
Nope. Not blaming you.
Wow, that's the first time that's not happened this weekend.
The weekend's young, Mark.
It's the first time. It doesn't feel so young. It's been 2 full days of paddle. And again, look where Compton's making contact with that overhead. Kahler is just refusing to hit it. Think that's a mistake?
Well, I think that's what they're comfortable with.
I think Kahler's got to hit a few more overheads out of the ad court. Oh, what a backhand. Look how low Mushonga was in that volley.
Oh, how'd that stay in?
I thought that was flying
Yeah.
for certain. Missed lob from Compton takes us to love 30.
Love 30.
Paddle just can have crazy swings.
I think it's so important, not just, obviously winning points is great, but winning them and losing them in the right manner. You're sticking with your game plan. And you never felt like Chidzikwe and Mushonga have deviated from what they want to accomplish. There are 3 short lobs in a row. First time we've seen that in a while from these guys. They've lobbed brilliantly. There's another great lob.
On the backhand and the leg cord.
Completely opened up the whole court with that deep lob.
And that's the key. You can have the best drive in the world in paddle, but if you don't hit it at the right time with your opponents off the net, it's not going to do you any good. That's why the lob is so important.
Especially when one of your opponents is Scott Kahler, who's one of the best volleyers in the country. And when he's on the net, you're in trouble.
Here he
There's
comes.
the blitz. Boy, he picks it up again. Well, I think Chidzikwe and Mushonga have to have a little conversation after the match about calling out the blitz. Oh, what a volley from
Gosh.
Kahler and a pickup. Well, this is a fun match. Great play, and that
Love
takes us
40.
to triple break point to get to 5-all. Just rock solid play from Chidzikwe and Mushonga. That's just so smart again,
Yeah,
not
they
coming in behind that ball. Well, that's his shot.
1540.
Misses that one. A rare miss. Still 2 more break opportunities. Oh, that's such a clever forehand from Mushonga. Do you think everybody Scott Kahler taught to play the game hits the waterfall overhead all the time?
I don't know.
Seems like a logical question, though. Oh, everyone was watching. Oh, what a shot from Chidzikwe. What a get. Great exchange. Oh, and Kahler misses it, and it's 5-all.
Chidzikwe Mushonga.
Did you think that volley was going in? It didn't look
No,
like all four
I
players
thought
thought
it
it was going to miss.
5-5, second set.
And then Chidzikwe hit that little tricky forehand, kind of slapped the ball between them. Wow, some comeback from 5-2 down. Number 5 seeds in trouble. March Madness, Cinderella story.
Who does the winner of this match play?
The winner of this match, I think, has Baxter Murphy. Yep. Baxter Murphy through over Hirsch and Wagner.
Murphy's another one who gets right on that net. Beautiful
Great
forehand.
forehand there from Compton.
Love 15.
Pretty deep in the court. You know, again, that's the type of point, if you lose it and you're Chidzikwe Mushonga, you're happy with the way you played it. He has struggled
Love 30.
serving to
The ad
Compton.
court. Yeah.
Deuce court serve's been great. A lot of faults to the ad court. Jessica Guillot sent me a text after the tournament in Philly. And she was, oh, what a backhand there from Compton. And she was saying, you know, I always say everyone's
Love
such
40.
great athletes. And she said, who isn't a great athlete? So I threw out Myrta Molenveld. And she responded with Scott Kahler. I thought that was a great exchange. Her partner and boyfriend.
I disagree, though. I think they're both.
15-40.
They may not be great athletes in the classical sense, but they're both great athletes.
Myrta's a great Dutch athlete. Another point for 6-5 and a third opportunity to serve out the set.
Oh,
Well, he's hit a lot of those nice
30,
little
40.
Conti forehands.
okay. Now
Okay.
Mushonga's got to serve to the ad court here.
Yeah. I'd like to see him just throw the ball in the box and stay back.
We haven't seen any sidearm serves this match.
No, none whatsoever. Okay, here's Chidzikwe talking to him. Is that who stopped play there? I guess they were waiting for the ladder to come through on the other court. Long delay. Okay,
Good
gets
serve,
the ball in
though.
the box. Gets in the point. And these days in men's paddle, that's all you want from your serve. Start the point.
That's another thing that's really changed in the men's game. The players used to have these big serves that went off all the screens, and now, like you said, they feel like that gives the returner too much to work with.
Yeah, for a while, serving and coming in seemed to be a dying art. With the sidearm serve, you're starting to see more people coming in behind it. Look at that great lob from Mushonga. Again. Oh. Pulls the trigger on
Game,
the backhand and misses
Compton-Kahler.
it. And
They
Compton
lead the
Kahler will
second
serve
set,
for the
6
set
games
for a
to
third
5.
time. Just a little loose early in the game.
Yeah. Gave away 2 quick points.
What time's dinner tonight for you, Lauren Mandel?
Whenever this match is done, Mark.
Yeah, I have to make a presentation tonight, which will be whenever this match is done. Which might be 8 o'clock.
Could be.
Okay, Scott Kahler to serve for the set. Great pickup from
15
there
love.
from Kahler, and you can see Chidzikwe kind of decelerating into that ball. Just the way I putt. Again, no confidence in that
30
forehand
love.
swing. Takes us 2 points from the set. Great forehand from Kahler. But Chidzikwe has the answer.
30-15.
Look how far over Kahler's driven to hit that ball.
30
I mean, he
all.
was 3 feet
Yep.
from the sideline on the opposite side of the court. See, that's the ball I think Kahler's got to hit more overheads on. Oh.
Oof.
Set point number 1.
40-30.
Good swing there from Mushonga. That's a great serve from Kahler. Got one of the best ad cord serves in the country. The lob
is.
is out. Game in
Set.
second set.
Compton
Compton
Kahler,
Kahler, 7 games to
7-5.
5. Okay, we'll be back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA Network, presented by eNet Live.
When people think of Roto-Rooter, they typically just think plumbing and water cleanup. And they wouldn't be wrong, but we do a whole lot more. Roto-Rooter. Yeah, we do that too.
Welcome back to the APTA Grand Prix Series. Well, the APTA Nationals, actually. We are in the third set. We're about to start the third set in this round of 32 match
32.
of the men's draw between Genius Chidzikwe and Admir Mushonga and Scott Kahler and Brian Compton. It's been a hell of a match, and Chidzikwe and Mushonga won the first set. Compton and Kahler came back to win the second, and it's been a dogfight all the way.
A dogfight is a great description. Brian Compton is back on the court. Scott Kahler, interestingly enough, put on a jacket to stay warm between sets. And it looks like Admir Mushonga will take us out to start the third and final set. Really good match, high quality battle. And we talked about earlier both teams to embrace the moment, and they really have. Okay, so it looks like Genius Chidzikwe is going to start, and he's serving to Scott Kahler in the deuce court. That's a little bit of a sloppy miss there from Mushonga. About 5-6 minutes between sets. Another hand-to-hand combat battle won by Chidzikwe. Tells you something about his hands, doesn't it, Lauren?
Sure does.
Kahler playing
30-15.
really fast. That first back
Maybe they have dinner plans.
Yeah. With Jessica Guillot, I'm sure. Look at that volley from Chidzikwe. Yeah, you cannot hit that down, up, overhead into the Kahler corner. It's just an absolute no-no. The middle of the court is wide open. Two kind of loose points here from Chidzikwe and Mushonga. That's a couple backhands in a row that Mushonga could have driven backside and chose not to.
Well, he's missed a couple for the first time, which he may be thinking about.
Oh, what a get.
Ball's out.
Called wide by Chidzikwe, and they'll have the first game point of the third set. Boy, that is some serious athleticism. There are very few players, yourself notwithstanding, that would have had that ball.
I'd still be standing there looking at it.
Nah, you would have had it on the fly. Oh, what a get. And Chidzikwe's on that. Oh, almost hits the umpire, almost curves in.
Game, Chidzikwe Mushonga. They lead the third set.
Fun match. This is great. A lot of action. We've got some diehard fans still up there in the stands. Having a lot of fun, Lauren Randell. You and me at a great match on a Friday night at Nationals.
What could be better, Mark?
This is as good as it gets.
It's so nice. I mean, it's so early in the tournament, and what a great match, and it's just a testament to the depth in the game.
I see Amin Kaderi out there. Got to say, he and Graham McNerney, 1-2 in whichever order you want, is the biggest paddle nerds in the country.
They like to crunch those statistics.
There's a car out there with lights coming through. I wonder if that's going to bother Compton and Kahler. Another great lob. What a get. That is just great play from Chidzikwe and Mushonga. They had him moving around. They opened the court up with the lob.
15 love.
Kahler
And even though Kahler anticipated
love
that
15.
backhand coming down the line, he was still out of position. He couldn't do anything about it.
practice serve from Compton. I guess that's a new ball. I think they lost that ball that went out. Again, look where Compton's making contact with that lob. Such a smart overhead from Mushonga. They're challenging that Compton forehand.
Oops. Confusion.
Love 30.
Amin Kadari, new APTA CEO, trying out different spots in the court, seeing where he wants to stand. Boston guy. I know he's very impartial while he's rooting hard for Chidzikwe and Mushonga.
CEO of the APTA. I'm in.
Good swing there from
15-30.
Mushonga misses it long.
$15.30. There. Okay.
Oh, great lob off the lead cord.
Oh.
Just can't mess with that Compton backhand. It's a little bit like
Yes.
playing against Drew Broderick. It's a great play. Just can't mess around with that side wire. Played against Drew once with Michael Montalbano, and I said, Monty, if Drew is lying on the ground in a pool of blood, do not hit the ball against his side wire.
Did Monty listen?
No, of course not. He hit like 6 in a row over there, and I got tattooed. Did Monty listen? We should get Carrie Reviews in for a seminar on that. Big point right here early in the set. Kahler don't seem to want to switch back. Had plenty of chances. There they go there. I'd say Jerry Vian did a tremendous job picking the matches to stream today. Two great men 32s. Could potentially be 2 upsets as well. Although we got a long way to go.
Yeah.
That's the much better overhead, not against his side wire. So there he's hitting the forehand from deep in the court. He's got no angle. Really hard to hurt you. Here comes Kahler. They've done a great job picking up those blitzes, and they're not talking. You
Right. I
hear
don't know
them
how
coming.
they're seeing it. They're not telling each other, but every time they know where Kahler is.
Great lob there by Kahler. He's just so solid. He never gets beaten by the nick. He never gets beaten by the seam. He rarely faults. Look at that dig. Just doesn't give you anything. I tell you, they're not lobbing real well. You see the difference between the teams, how many overheads Compton Kahler are hitting outside the service box.
Yeah, you can really tell if you watch the people at the net's feet. Well, there was a good one because his feet were outside of the service box, but for the most part, they're in there.
Great transition play
15-40.
by Chidzikwe there. And again, smart use of the let cord. Couple of break opportunities to go up 2-love in the final set. Oh,
Good serve and a good return.
Here goes Kahler.
That time he got the
30-40.
better of.
Yep. What a great little dink volley. Second one. Another point for 2-Love. It's interesting, Lauren. I'd asked Johan Durant if he worked with these guys. And before the match, he said no, and he just texted me that, yeah, he's coached them for the last 5 years. You think their performance has anything to do with that?
Eh.
I did mention one was a former assistant, one is a current assistant. Yeah, great lob there.
Deuce.
Takes us back to deuce. There are 2 well-played points by Chidzikwe Mushonga. Just didn't win them. Yeah,
Add
there's a
in.
little bit of a blurt. Once that ball hits the seam, it's got to be lobbed. Boy, great play again. Opened the court up with the lob, and there Compton Kahler had the answer. There's that little flat forehand, almost Conti, from Chidzikwe. Yep, catches the nick, and it's 1-all.
Game, Compton, Kahler.
So good
Ball
serving
change.
by Brian Compton there.
Big hold. Down 15-40, found their way out of the game.
1-1.
Okay, admire Mushonga to serve.
Oh, it's swaying.
Who would have expected Scott Kahler to miss a lob anyway? Great lob there, opening the court up again. Wow,
How about
that's a
in?
ball you don't expect Compton to be beaten by.
I think he thought it was going to be out.
He clearly misjudged it
15 love.
someplace. There, Kahler's hard overhead goes out of the court.
30 love.
So did he apologize there?
He was. I don't know why. I mean, you.
Going after him a little bit? I mean, he was trying to hit him,
Yeah, he was trying to hit him.
which
yeah.
is fair
Yeah.
game. But you apologize when you miss
when
and it
you
goes
lose
out of
the
the court?
point. I thought that was very gracious of him.
Yeah, very gracious. I know Johan Durant would not have apologized, but for that. Boy, Chidzikwe has won so many.
Oh, behind the back.
Again, we were talking about
Yeah.
Anazabori. Great lob. Oh, catches the net cord.
30-15.
Where every point is just really well played.
There are not a lot of freebies in this match.
Well, they've let several lobs drop. They had to know we're going in. But no harm in being in the backcourt. They win that point in the exchange.
40-15.
Catches
what a
the corner.
volley.
Oh,
40-30.
See, these are the games they've got to win. You can't
Yep.
afford to lose consecutive 40-15 games or 15-40 and 40-15 this early in the third set. That's going to really hurt if they can't put this one away. Oh boy. This is the
Oh, it's out.
backhand long, and you can almost feel the match shifting
Deuce.
on these points. And again, he went after Compton, and he set him up for that backside backhand, which is his best shot. Oh, what a get off the vicious nick from Compton, and then rips the two-hander.
Head out.
Just gotta stay away from that ball. Or Viking keys to winning, as we talked about.
Game, Compton,
there it
Kahler.
is.
They lead the third set, 2-1.
it's the first time that Compton and Kahler have had the lead in the match.
Yeah, that was a really tough two-game changeover for Chidzikwe and Mushonga. Okay, Kahler to serve for a 3-1 lead. Nope.
Love 15.
There's a big rip Mushonga. And again,
Love
that
30.
down up overhead to the deuce scored player. You cannot hit that to a right-hander.
And good for Chidzikwe and Mushonga for getting right back. They lost those 2 games where they had game points in
15-30.
both games, and they came right back to take a lead in this game.
Yep, they really need to close out one of these games. More than one, maybe 6 or 7 of them.
That
Another great lob from Chidzikwe, and you saw how deep in the court
15-40.
Compton was there. Can they do it a 3rd time in a row, Lauren? Oh, that ball just crawled over the net. Again, look at the contact point on the overhead. Anytime you're struggling out there in a match, the answer is almost always the same. Lob better.
But sometimes you're struggling because you can't lob better. Then what do you do?
Well, I mean, you know, the very few players in the country that put that much pressure on you at the net. Ugh, look at Kahler turning his body sideways. Very few players in the country that put that much pressure on you. Chidzikwe was looking at that one. Great get from Mushonga on the nick. Oh, close.
I would have.
And look where he is there. Again, Kahler's so deep in the court with the overheads. One of the great lobbing exhibitions I've seen in the last few years. So many points that Compton and Kahler just voluntarily gave up the net because they were so deep, and they closed that one out. It's 2-all.
Chidzikwe Mushonga.
What do you think, Mark? Is going to go down to the wire?
2-2, 3rd set.
You know, it's one of those matches that you expect Compton and Kahler just to figure out a way out of. Chidzikwe and Mushonga have not had any real big wins. Here we are at Nationals. 5 seeds, national semifinalists last year. But they're fighting, they're hanging in there.
And they're playing tremendously well.
As you said earlier, it's a dogfight.
Yeah.
Every game is being contested. So few love games.
15 love.
So few bad misses. That's a great volley. That ball was close too.
15 all.
A little fast on the trigger there from Mushonga. Again, Kahler just beats you with that shot.
15-30.
You look at it, it's just not that impressive.
No, it doesn't look like a great shot, but it's.
But he beats you with it so much. And there's the fault, 15-40.
Ouch.
Now, Amy Shea does that, but not
15-40.
quite with that velocity or ferocity. Okay, first game this set, they've been down on. They've been ahead in all the games. Great flick there from Chidzikwe. Oh, he read it beautifully.
Game, Compton, Kahler. They lead the 3rd set, 3-2.
That was the fastest game we've had, I think, since the first set.
Yeah. And Mushonga read that so well and just
Yeah, so what happened?
didn't get off the ground.
Yeah.
I guess he overestimated his leaping ability. Okay, can Compton and Kahler consolidate? Kind of grab hold of the set.
15 love.
Seeing some misses creep into the Chidzikwe Mushonga game of less 10 minutes. Okay, lead called
What
by
happened?
Brian Compton as a water bottle crept out onto the court.
15 love. Replay.
Brian's doing some cleanup. There's that great lob setting up the court, but Kahler again with that half volley from behind the service line.
Got him.
Great spot.
15 all.
There's the difference between Compton and Kahler, right? Kahler does such a good job of taking that volley away, and Compton was a little stationary there. Another great lob by Chidzikwe opens the court up.
That got away from Compton a little bit.
15-30.
I think he was attempting to jump, but I can't
Yeah.
confirm that both feet actually left the ground.
And the ball got up higher than he thought it would be.
I gotta say, Chidzikwe is the best lead court player in the country.
It's so weird. How does that happen where one person gets so many? I mean, obviously he's hitting the ball lower than anyone else to get so many lead courts, but it's actually remarkable.
Oh, gets away with that one.
15-40.
Point for 3 all. Good cover by Compton. Kind of let Kahler hung him out to dry, but Kahler's so good at avoiding the being hit. Pegging Kahler is a real task. These are the points that determine who win and lose paddle matches. Can you close the game out?
Harder than Compton wanted to hit that overhead.
Tremendous backhand he hit. Oh, and he misses the spike, and we're at 3 all.
Game. Chidzikwe
Another
Mushonga.
terrific game. Lots of
3-3.
great
Third
action.
set.
I just love the fight from Chidzikwe and Mushonga. I mean, losing those back-to-back 15-40 games could have been really tough. It's all about the attitude, right? If you told them earlier today they'd be 3 all in the third with Compton Kahler, it's take it in the blink of an eye.
Yep.
Just watching Strokes of Genius. You seen the documentary? And there's this great scene where there's a rain delay early 5th set between, oh, what a volley.
I
between
love the
Federer-
drive-by volley like that.
Oh.
It's amazing.
Great forehand, great point. So anyway, there's this great scene early
Love
fifth set when there's a
15.
rain delay and Nadal is choked and appears to have blown the match, and Uncle Tony goes down, and he expects to find Rafa despondent and kind of beaten. And Rafa said, "I will not yield. I may not win, but I will not yield and I will not lose. And I will fight as hard as I can every point." And of course he wins 9-7 in the fifth. Just a remarkable attitude and a winning attitude. Oh boy. Just not the right ball. I do like the fact that they bailed as soon as he hit the overhead. Scott Kahler has to have hit more volleys and overheads outside the service box tonight than he has all year.
15 all.
Just unbelievable how well they've lobbed him. Big shout out to Jim McCready down in South Carolina, enjoying the nice weather. Been such a part of the live streaming early. Kahler misses that one.
30-15.
30-15. Oh, that's just such a great exchange.
Traded 2 great backhands.
Just really have to admire Mushonga for the intelligence there.
40-15.
Okay, Kahler
Have you
misses
been
that
waiting
one
all
wide.
match to do that?
Yeah, maybe a game and a half. Okay, point for 4-3.
Serve is out.
40-30.
Apparently. Or the overhead, I guess.
I think it was a serve.
Okay. Mushonga's had some trouble with his serve in the big points.
Not on that side, though. But
Get in the nick there. I'm surprised they haven't switched back. A couple opportunities. Great lob. Oh. That was just great sequence from Mushonga. Great overhead there, deep in the court. Just past the 2.5 hour mark in this match.
got him.
Just can't
Deuce.
hit the ball there. That's the one they're waiting for.
Yep.
Another 40-15 game, back to deuce. Mushonga with some encouragement for Chidzikwe. Oh, that was a dangerous overhead. Great pickup. dangerous roller so far off the court. Off the net. Especially when the little Jim Kaufman dump overhead is so effective right now. A volley from Mushonga.
He
His
just
partner,
closed right in there.
with his partner jumping in front of him. Here it comes. Look how far over Mushonga was reading that ball. Actually hit a forehand. He was playing the deuce court and hit a forehand volley from the ad side. Another great volley. Just a great point. So much action from both teams. Misses the forehand. They'll give him another game point.
That in.
Boy, Chidzikwe and Mushonga played a tremendous point there at the net. Compton and Kahler asked all sorts of questions, and they had all the answers. And there's that serve we
Deuce.
talked about in the ad court.
Such a shame to work so hard to win that point and then miss a serve. It's tough.
Man, he's not even coming in behind it. It just tells you how tight he is.
Head out.
I
This is
think
a-
that,
Reaching for his leg there.
yeah, he looks, if not tired, hurt.
Gotta be tired.
Definitely tired. But
Long match. Back-to-back
Game.
faults
Compton
at game
Kahler. They
point.
lead third set 4-3.
Mushonga is broken, and it's 4-3 Compton Kahler. Final set. And you got to think that the Compton return serve had something to do with those two faults.
or just the moment. It's like you said, Chidzikwe and Mushonga have not been in this position before to defeat a top-ranked team on a big stage. It's hard to do the first time. Yeah, he's definitely limping. Maybe he's cramping.
Well, can they consolidate? They've had some opportunities, but unable to do it. Kahler served at 2-1. He'll now serve at 4-3.
Another tremendous backhand.
Kahler just hangs in there, picks off the volley.
15 love.
Again, Compton
30
Kahler
love.
just finding the spot. He doesn't hit the ball that hard. He's just so good at spotting the ball. Yeah, those look like tired feet right
40
there.
love.
Yeah, you see just a few kind of dejected-looking errors creeping into the Chidzikwe and Mushonga game that was pretty flawless for almost 3 sets.
There's Kahler just giving away nothing. You see him there just kind of measuring it. Hit the ball through, but made the correct determination. The ball was hit too hard to come in behind. Great volley, right at his feet.
40-15.
Okay, can Chidzikwe and Mushonga kind of turn the tables and win one of these games?
Well, they have a long way to go in this game. Oh,
What a great exchange. Great roller from Compton, and that'll take him to 5-3.
Compton, Kahler, they lead the third set 5-3.
Applause from the crowd. And they'll serve to stay in the match. There's that play. Compton forehand, the Kahler blitz again. Oh, great shot. Had him off the net.
15 love.
Just misses it.
$30 love.
First easy point we've seen in a while. Big return there. Catches
40
the
love.
seam.
this would be great for Chidzikwe and Mushonga to get an easy game here. They can catch their breath. They're right back in it. If they can get an easy game here. Oh, the ever-present lead cord. No.
Oh, not even Chidzikwe can get back for that one. And you can see him kind of laboring back there.
He's still pretty moving pretty darn well.
Oh, he reminds me a lot of you with his movement.
Yeah.
Like that drop shot. I could have sworn that was you going for that one. That was like a look what I found ball. I better hit this one. I had a good swing there and just
Chidzikwe,
kinda
Mushonga.
missed it. Almost completely.
Compton, Kahler lead the third set 5-4.
That's exciting, Mark.
Okay, Lauren Mandel, you know, I know you hate when I do this, but I can't
Yeah.
resist. Hold or break?
Hold.
Yeah, I think so too.
Especially because Chidzikwe looks like he might not make it over to his side of the court.
Of
Guys,
course,
that's a
he'll
ball change.
dash across the court
Yeah.
and make some sort of diving get.
But he's definitely cramping, I think.
I don't know if he's cramping or he's tired. Looks like new balls, so Compton will serve for the match with the new balls. Takes a practice serve. Tell you, when you're down match game, that first point of the game is so important.
Nope.
15 love.
Misses the lob long. Positive energy from Kahler.
One of very, very few lobs he's missed this match.
30 love.
Kind of looking at the ball to see if it was in or out. 2 points from the match. They're just going down too easily.
40 love.
2 missed returns and a missed lob takes us to triple match point. And Lauren Mandel did call hold.
Well, don't say that already.
That ball was like
40,
halfway up the
15.
net. playing fast all of a sudden, didn't he? He grabbed that ball. I thought Kahler was going to try to cut that ball off.
Oh, goes in.
I think we need one more Chidzikwe lead cord.
That would be fitting.
There's that great block lob from Kahler. Oh,
Jeez.
barely catches the back of the line, and Kahler misses
40-30.
the forehand, and they've saved 2 match points.
They had a lot of lines.
That one without a lead cord.
Yeah, but they hit a lot of lines in that point.
Yeah, and not much of the lines either. Great, great serve there from Compton. There it is. Game, set, match. Compton, Kahler. 3-6, 7-5, 6-4.
Game,
What a
set,
spectacular match,
Compton,
Laura Mandel.
Kahler.
Closing thoughts?
These 4 guys should
6-4
all
in
be.
the third.
What a tremendous match. Beautifully played. Great sportsmanship. Fun to watch.
And a fun crowd here. Just the beginning, the opening salvo of what's going to be a weekend of just awesome paddle. And if you're a paddle nerd, this is the place to be. We'll be back 10 o'clock tomorrow morning with the women's quarterfinals. And that's a wrap, delivered by Uline. Good night, everybody.
Good night.